Okay, now the next part of the question is sketch the curve y equals e to the x squared. Okay, so it's basically replaced x by x squared. So first draw some axes, and let's remind ourselves. Okay, we've got this one here. I'll see what I'll do. I'll draw this. I'll draw the one that we've just got, which was went up, went down, went up again, and this was y equals e to the x 2x squared minus 5x plus 2. Okay. Oh, let's draw these points in as well. So 2.5 and 3/2, which was the turning point. Okay, so obviously this is replacing the x by x squared. So what does that do to the graph? Now, I know how to do this one, but I don't know how I know. So let me just figure it out. Well, let me explain the bits that I do. Sorry, hit the pause button then. Let me explain the bits that I do know how I know. So if we just do the same thing again, x squared. So if we can do the same factorization of this, right? We've got 2x squared, x squared minus, and it's going to be 2 and 1, right? So we can do joining the dots again. So we have x is equal to plus or minus root 2, which is that one, and we have x is equal to plus or minus 1 over root 2, which is that one. So we have, I'll draw it here. We have some roots, which is going to be bigger. So root 2 is bigger. So root 2 minus root 2, 1 over root 2, 1 over root 2. So root 2, 1 over root 2 minus 1 over minus root 2. Okay. What else do we have? We have, well, when x is 0, we have 2. And when x is very large, it goes through here. When x is very small, go through here. And I mean, I think this is enough. I'll tell you what. Let's think about where the turning points are going to be for this one. Do we have to differentiate? Okay, yeah, we do. Okay, so let's differentiate that. So we start with y is e to the x squared. I've forgotten the numbers. 2x to the 4, x to the 4 minus 5x squared plus 2 minus 5x squared plus 2. Okay, let's differentiate this. So we have 2x times this thing again. So this is differentiating this, keeping this bit, plus keeping the other bit, and differentiating the polynomial. So that is 8x cubed. Okay, I'll carry on. 8x cubed minus 10x. We've got a cubic here, so that's not great. But the point I'm trying to make about this is that actually every term has an x in. Right, so therefore, dy by dx is 0 when x is 0. So we have a turning point here. The other two turning points are going to be here and here, somewhere. So this was the thing I was talking about at the beginning. I knew that if you replaced x by x squared, the gradient at the x is 0 line is always 0. And then it has to be, obviously, symmetrical about it has to be reflected in the x equals 0 line, right? Because as if you're going from like x to 1, well, when you square that, it's the same as going from x to minus 1, because if you're squaring the minus 1, you get the same as if you're squaring the 1, so it has to be symmetrical. And so we get a kind of W shape, I think. So it must go through this one, must go through that one, must go through this one, must go through that one. Yeah. You may have to find the turning points and plug in the y's to get those. I'll look in the mark scheme quickly and take a look whether they marked you for that. Okay, I looked in the mark scheme and it turns out that you do get a mark for finding the turning points. I'll leave you to do that. It's not too. Actually, no. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, what have we got? We've got e to the x squared. I won't be lazy. I'll make sure I actually do it. Right. So actually, what I'm going to do is let me, because it might not be straightforwards. Right, I'm going to pull an x out of this one squared. In fact, a 2x out of this one. So I've got 4x squared minus 5. Yeah? 2x e to the x squared, 2x to the 4 minus 5x squared plus 2. Okay, and now I can pull out 2x e x squared out of both of them. So leave me with, we're adding them, so 6x to the 4 minus 5x squared plus 2 minus 5, which is minus 3. Now, let's think about this. It's either going to be 6x and x, or it's going to be 3x and 2x. And factors are minus 1 and 3, or 1 and minus 3. So could it be 3? Minus. No, hang about 9, 6. Oh, of course, I've realised these should all be squares. Sorry about that. I just realised I can't add up. Let me try that again. This line is wrong here. Oh, sorry about that. So it's actually 2x to the 4, and then these are the squareds. So we've got minus x squared. That's a 2, isn't it? So minus 3. Okay, this should work now. Get rid of this one. That one, that one. So 2x to the 4, 2x squared and x squared and minus 3 plus 1 minus plus, yeah, that works. So basically x is plus or minus root 3 over 2. So that's the x value of the turning point. Root 3 over 2 on the inside of the root, and minus root 3 over 2. Okay, and we can figure out the y value of that by putting it into this, but I'll let you do that. Okay, good. Question done.